Hello, it's me again. I haven't posted a video in a while. I've been busy working on an old diesel truck for a friend of mine, an old fire truck. But I started building this Union Pacific gas turbine locomotive. I did film a video, and I don't know how, but I ended up deleting it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you what I started doing. And this was a shell that I bought off of. I've been looking to buy one of these, like trying to find one that was broken or something I could fix. And I really haven't been able to. So I found a shell that was a dummy. It had a couple Athens trucks mounted on a paint stick underneath it. So I bought it just for the shell. So what I did was I took a Roco Model Power chassis, one with the big huge motor in it that looks like it's for an O-scale, with the flywheel, and the bottom of it looks like this, and it's got traction tires. It's geared really slowly. I did have another chassis that I could have used, but I elected to do this because the aluminum frame was more meaty. And what I had to do is I had to belt sand the living daylights out of it. Basically had to take a 1/16 of an inch off of it on either side to fit in the shell. This shell is a little narrower than the Roco was, and I didn't want to grind the shell down, even though there's plenty of plastic. I didn't want to weaken it. So what I did was I belt sanded this thing. I wet sanded it down until there was basically very little aluminum left. And what I did here in the back is I made these extensions that are bonded to the aluminum. It's pretty damn strong. I dropped it once, it didn't break off, so they're pretty strong. They're made out of, excuse me, I got a cold. They're made out of Lexan. This is one of the Athens trucks that came with this homemade dummy model, and I modified it and put a screw on it and some washers and spaces, and I changed the wheels to metal so it'll have some weight so it'll hold down on the track, because the plastic wheels would probably just derail. I did the front, same thing. And I changed the wheels so it's got a little bit of weight. I did test drive it. It doesn't derail. Everything works. It's got to be cleaned up and greased and everything. The motor's just Mickey Moused in there with some, it's glued in, but the wiring's just taped in place. So, the trucks, if you look at them, they're a little bit different between front and rear. It is what it is. Nothing I could do about that. If you're familiar with Roco Model Power, the shark nose locomotive, that's what this was. And you'll see how close the trucks are to the center. Well, what I did was I took the trucks off, and there was a little hole where the aluminum dowel from underneath used to sit on. Well, I re-drilled a hole and clipped the two little tabs that hold this onto the frame and sanded them down and snapped this forward a 1/16 of an inch on either side. Yeah, about a good 1/16, because I needed the space. I needed to be able to have these all being able to move and to be able to fit under this chassis. Inside here, I glued plastic blocks that are the height of the aluminum frame, so the frame cannot fall down. Frame still needs to be painted because unfortunately you cannot have the frame flush with the shell, because then the trucks kind of rub. So I use stops to stop that from being an issue. And I have to put some tabs so when you lock it in place, I don't have to slide it. I painted these were dark gray. I painted all this stuff silver. I actually painted it this evening, and I went to post my first video and realized I didn't have it in my phone anymore. So when I was cleaning my phone out last week, I must have deleted it. And unfortunately, when I delete stuff, I go right to the trash can and I clear the trash can out. So it's gone. But anyway, that's the way it sits. It looks pretty good. I put some plastic windows in it because it didn't have windows. I got to get a headlight. I got to put a front truck in there. Now, for the interesting part, this thing has some sort of tender. I don't know if it's for fuel or what it's for. They're about 120 bucks on eBay in an auction, starting price. I figured, seeing that this is made out of junk, what I did was I took 2 Rivarossi tenders. I cut them. This used to be where the coal load was. I cut it with a Dremel and carefully didn't cut the metal in front and inside. I added a heavy weight in the front of this thing, so when it's hooked to the tow bar or the drawbar, whatever they call it, that if it was too light, it would lift the wheels. When you're pulling some weight, it would lift the wheels off. So I put a big chunk of steel in there, so it's pretty damn heavy. So I cut 2 tenders and bonded them back together. These are the screws that hold the trucks. The trucks are drying right now. I had to paint them silver. And I have to get the correct paint to match this, which is basically, I'm trying to think of the name of the color. Anyway, it's pretty close to marigold. That's about as close as I'm ever going to find to this color. So that's the color that I'm going to paint it. But they're crazy glued together. And like I said, it was 2 of these. I chopped 2 of them in half because I got a bunch of them. I buy them all the time because I make other stuff out of them. So that will obviously go behind the locomotive like that. It'll be painted in the same paint scheme. It'll have silver trucks. I took the reverse light off the front. I got to add some more detail, and these are the incorrect ladders, but I'll probably just leave them on there anyway. It's close enough. I'm not a rivet counter. I just really like the idea of the gas turbine, and a few months ago when I had a little extra money, I was going to actually buy one, and I forgot, and then someone swooped it up before me, and it was one that had DCC sound, and it didn't work. So I figured I could have, picked it up for maybe 250 bucks and just fixed it. But that didn't happen, so I came across this shell with a couple cheap locomotives. It was like 30 bucks for this shell and a couple, I don't know, kind of locomotives. They were maybe I don't even know. They were cheap. So I wanted the shell, so I bought it. And there you have it. And I'll post another video this week with it running. It runs pretty good. Like I said, I had to clean the wheels and do a little bit of work to it, but it does run, and it looks all right. It goes around tight radius turns. I was going to chop the nose like the Athens one has and mount it to the front truck, but I'm just going to leave it the way it is. I don't really care that I don't run it on turns that are that sharp, so if the truck overextends a little bit when it's going on the corner, no harm, no foul. I'd just rather leave the shell alone. Got to add some more details to it. It's missing some pieces that should be on the top. I don't know if they were ever there. Like I said, I don't even know what kind of shell this was. If anybody knows, post it in the comments. Maybe you can tell by where the little holes are. I don't know. I have no clue. Used to have ladders on it. They're missing. These things need to be painted silver. I'll do that at some point. But anyway, that's that. And thanks for watching. See you soon.